Hey, I see someone's already here. How are you guys today? Oh, hi, Datfish Gal. How are you? Have you been? I'm hoping you've been good. Definitely. Oh, hi, Karhu. How are you? How's everyone's day been so far? Hopefully you guys have been having a good day. And oh, today's been a long day. I got into a car. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. That's so scary. That's really terrifying. I'm so sorry. I'm so happy that you're okay and that everyone was okay. And that's really, really terrifying. Oh my gosh. Oh, and then Trisha, you just received a new job offer. That is beyond exciting. That is very, very great, and I'm so happy for you. Oh yeah, it's been a long day. Oh, your air conditioning went out. Oh no, I'm seeing some not so great things. I'm also seeing a few good things, but yeah, it seems like there's a good amount of people already on here today, so I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I think it's been like a kind of, hectic week, right? Like it's been a very roller coaster of a week, at least for me. So I'm wondering how you guys are doing too. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like at that point where you're just trying to make those decisions. I completely understand what you mean there, Patricia. So, and also, oh, hi, Lauren. Hi. So nice to see you here. And has anyone else just recently, I'm just curious if anyone's new here. This week has been a crazy roller coaster, Trisha. I totally agree. I think it's been super, super roller coaster kind of week, very hectic. And then yeah, oh, and Dorothy, hi. And then if you're new here, definitely make sure to shout out and let me know if you're new, because I definitely want to welcome you. Um, Oh, okay, Trisha. So you're new to the lives, but you've been watching for a while. So I love that so much. Oh, and then this is my first week for Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Um, and then so I'm wondering too, um, if anyone also, because someone asked if they're free, if the readings today are free. And unfortunately, no, the prices are available right down in the description box. So you can check those out too and see if there's any of those that you kind of want or are interested in. Oh, and Mercedes, you are also new and it's your second time here. Well, welcome. Welcome to here. I'm so excited that you're joining us. And I love too this community, like how everyone is just really building off each other and really talking to each other and just, getting updates and just sending their love and prayers to each other. So it's just an amazing thing. So I love that. And I see that support with you guys too. And I'm really, really grateful to be a part of such a positive, amazing community. Oh, Paulette. Paulette's new here. Thank you, Paulette. So I just wanted to remind you guys that, see, Amber has a question. Okay. Um, okay, very cool. So you want a 2-card reading, see, Amber, today. So let's just shuffle some of these cards and kind of see what the divine is trying to let us know right now. So okay. Yeah, I just for sure, like, I feel very much that hectic energy kind of, trying to get everything together. And sometimes it's hard when you're such like a free spirit too, to start being more organized with your time and your schedules, because sometimes, especially I'm very creative and very much like a free spirited in that way and very much based on feelings. And, as an empath, I kind of go with the flow a lot of the times with like how I'm feeling in the moment. But sometimes too, it's important to have that self-discipline and, be able to just hold yourself accountable when it comes to time management. So that's kind of something I've been working on too lately. Oh, and Trisha, you said, can we pay on here or do we email? So yeah, so basically you're going to just pay on here using the super chat function, which is like it's like a little money sign and it's right under the chat. And you're just going to press that. And then you're going to submit your question for the reading. And then I have the prices in the description box below and you can choose how many cards you'd like to do. So that kind of helps you understand that, Trisha, and also it helps really to support our channel. So thank you. And it allows us to continue to do these with you guys. So thank you so much. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to shuffle these cards. Oh yeah, no problem, Trisha. Of course. Okay, so for over a week, can you please? Oh, okay. So, Lorraine, yeah. So I'm so sorry, Lorraine. Definitely email. I can give you actually the email address is in the description box. It's readings at therelationshipsychics.co, I believe. And that will, they'll fix that for you right away today if you haven't yet received it. And then Melody. Oh, yay. Okay. Melody also submitted a question. That's exciting. So first I'm going to get to see Amber. Oh, see Amber, I didn't see your question. Oh, you want to know about your ex, Raha. So does she want to get back together? Is it worth getting back with her? Okay. So let's see. Let's take a look and see what the message is for today. So if you want to know about your ex, your ex, okay. So does she want to get back together? Is it worth getting back with her? Let's see. So I'm going to knock my energy into the cards. Just kind of center myself here. Okay, and see what calls to me. So Raha. So does Raha want to get back together, and is it worth it getting back together with her? So kind of reuniting. So the first card I was drawn to for you is the Great Mother. So this is interesting. So it says, surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. So I do believe there is going to be almost a calling for you to come back together. There will be kind of like this surrender that you'll have to go through, this process of really just reuniting and almost falling back in love with her in a way, or, just fully reuniting in that way, surrendering to her in some way. So almost if you guys were in like some sort of conflict, I almost believe that it's kind of like you will have to make some compromises going forward. Like, she wants to know, will you get back together, or does she want to get back together? I believe that there will need to be some compromises that are kind of made in this relationship and in the situation where there will have to be like some surrender. So you're going to have to kind of be able to really look at whatever it was that was kind of keeping you from not falling into each other's arms, and then really go from there and almost kind of give of yourself, of course it's always good to hold true to your values, but I really believe that this is saying that there has to be a little bit of compromise in some way to overcome whatever it was that kind of broke you two up in the first place. So that will need to be fully, that will definitely be kind of the first answer to the first question on, does she want to get back together? There's definitely the potential there if there is that, addressing of those issues, because it does say, fall into her arms. So she does kind of want, you to reunite and to come back together. But first, there needs to be, again, this compromise and dealing with whatever issues kind of broke you up in the first place, if that makes sense. And then is it worth getting back with her? So let's kind of take a look and see if it's worth it, getting back with her and kind of what that looks like as well. So I'm going to shuffle here the deck. Okay, so is it worth it getting back with her? Let's see. I'm feeling very drawn to this card actually for you. Okay, so it says Lemuria, which is creating heaven on earth, and it's happening. So this kind of gives us more clarity too on the first part of the question where you said, does she want to get back together? Well, once you make the compromises with her, once you kind of are able to really resolve whatever conflict the two of you were going through, and you're able to kind of surrender in some ways, then you'll be able to fall back into that relationship with her. And I believe, as it says here too, it says, oh, that's why we broke up. I want to get married, but she wasn't ready. Okay. So there was a little bit of that. So almost like I'm feeling like, see, Amber, that that the Great Mother, like what I'm almost seeing here is that, falling into her arms. So almost like if you do want to get back together with her, you really need to surrender to that a little bit. Like you weren't ready, or you wanted to get married, but she wasn't ready. So you're going to have to kind of give up a little bit of what you feel is the right time to kind of ascend in that commitment level, if that makes sense. So if you do want to get back together with her, it's kind of really saying here that you will have to kind of adjust to not getting married maybe necessarily right away. And then but if you were to do that, then there would be that possibility of the two of you getting back together. And it does say creating heaven on earth, so it says it's happening. So if the two of you got back together, there would definitely be a lot of positive things. Obviously this card represents heaven on earth, so there would be a lot of beauty, a lot of bliss in the relationship. And I believe that if you will it, and if you are able to compromise in that way, then it could be a really wonderful relationship, and it could definitely potentially happen. So I hope that kind of gave you some clarity there, C. Amber. Thank you so much. Okay, so our next, okay, so Melody's next. Hi, Melody. Thank you so much. And you said, hi, Megan, will my house sell on scheduled date? Okay, so let's see. So let's kind of just take a look and give some guidance here in this moment right now. Let's see. Okay, so will your house sell on scheduled date? Feeling drawn to this card. So this is interesting. So we pulled play, which is almost, this is kind of telling to me in a way, in a very interesting way, because it says have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. There's definitely an indication to me here that time isn't going to necessarily play out as you had first expected it to, but it's almost like a message that you don't want to be too serious in that way. Like you don't want to be too concerned about that. Like it may not sell in the exact time that you had wanted it to, but it's going to sell. So it's kind of just almost saying to really allow your playful energy, in the fact of more so like allow yourself to be more free, to be more open to it selling at a later date than you had originally expected it to. So like just because it doesn't sell at the date that you wanted it to, it's kind of saying here that not to take it too seriously because it will sell, and just kind of enjoy that moment and enjoy the process of it all. So I hope that kind of provided you with some clarity. Okay. And then you said this has been a dark cloud for several months. Last step to move on. Okay. So what I would say too here is that since there has been that dark, energy and dark cloud around you recently, I'm kind of feeling that it's kind of saying like it's going to be okay in a way. And like that, there's going to be this light energy that's going to really overtake everything. So just as long as you're open to trusting that it's going to work out, it's going to sell, and there will be a release of this darkness. And as you come into the light here, and don't fixate so much on the exact time, just know that it's going to work out. When you really truly believe that and know that, that's kind of when things will work out, if that makes sense. So just kind of affirming and knowing that, God has you and has your back in this situation, and that, sometimes it doesn't happen on our time or our schedule, but it will. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen for the better and for a very, good reason, exactly when it's meant to. So I hope that kind of makes sense. And then Rick, you said, when will I meet my soulmate? Okay, so we can kind of look into that, Rick. Again, I can only provide guidance where, I'm able to provide that. Oh, and then Rick, you asked about that as well too. Oh yeah, no problem, Melody. I hope that you enjoyed and found that valuable. And then Rick, yeah, you were asking about that as well too. I saw. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, there was kind of a few personal things that came up for me, but it's been a hard week. I don't want to go too much into it, but yeah, so I'm sorry about that, Rick. Okay, so let's look. When will I meet my soulmate? Okay, so oh yeah, I'm so happy you enjoyed it, Melody. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm just going to shuffle the cards. And then I'm going to knock my energy into the cards, Rick. Just kind of centering myself here. So let's see if we have, again, I can't promise that I'll be able to give you an exact time because, these energies kind of transcend time, but I will try to give you as much guidance as possible. Also, if anyone's new here, definitely thank you so much for joining today and being a part of this community. And definitely make sure to drop if you have a question, drop it using the super chat. And I have everything kind of laid out in the comments below if you need any guidance on that too. So, or I'm sorry, not the comments, the description box is what I meant to say. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so I'm kind of feeling drawn to this top card for you, Rick. So okay, so you said, when will I meet my soulmate? So this is interesting. So we pulled Break the Chain, which says ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. So it's very clear to me that there's almost some like habit or something that's kind of been weighing on you for a while now. It's almost like it's kind of been something that either like you've inherited or just something that's been hard to break. It's kind of been like a chain like of negative energy that's been going on for a while now, whether it's just within you or whether it's even something that's been passed on from childhood. I'm not necessarily certain on that aspect, but it's definitely had, somewhat of a long history for you. And there's almost kind of like, this change that needs to occur with whatever this is that you're kind of holding on to. So whatever pattern you've been kind of, almost clinging to in a way that's been not so good for you and not very beneficial to you and who you are, and, definitely not in your best interest. There's definitely something in your life that you've been holding on to, you've been fixating on, that again is not good or positive for you, and that's getting in the way of you meeting your true soulmate. So what I would really recommend here is just to kind of, continue to open up, to pray, to really just release that, and just ask God for guidance and ask your angels for guidance in order to kind of give up these things that are no longer serving you and actually just preventing you from meeting the right person. So, I mean, as far as a specific time, I believe that it's really just, it's dependent on you, honestly. It's very dependent on you. And as soon as you are able to break whatever you're holding on to, you're clinging to, that's been a habit, a pattern that you've fallen into, as soon as you're able to fully break that and resolve that, then your soulmate will be able to enter into your life. So I hope that that makes sense. So you'll be able to really define your own future, because it also says, rewriting the future. So you will be able to rewrite your own future, your own path, as soon as you're able to give up this habit that's been hindering you from that. So I hope that that makes sense. And then I see Genta said, good evening. Hi, Genta, or Genta. So nice to have you here. Is it your first time, Genta? I would love to know if you're new to these lives. Oh, hi, Queen Energize. Wait, why can I say this? Wait, what? Energizer. Queen Energizer. Oh my gosh, that was so crazy. Oh, and Genta, it's your first time on. Well, I'm so happy you're here. Oh, okay. So, AC, hi, AC, how are you? So good to see you again. And you wanted to know, was Lisa having an affair with a woman and lying to me? I feel this for some reason. Thank you, Megan. So let's look at the cards and kind of see what they're saying here. And let's kind of look for some guidance on that. Okay. Oh, it was Lisa. That's funny. Oh, and then Genta, you're just going to use the super chat if you have a question for me today. So was Lisa having an affair with a woman and lying to me? Okay, let's see. So I'm feeling very drawn to this card right here. So I'm going to select this card and let's see what it has to say. So it says, interesting. So it says the sacred union, beloved within inner and outer relationships. So I kind of sense here that this is interesting. So there's definitely kind of like, I don't want to upset you. Like I'm just saying, interpreting what I'm seeing here. And I believe that there could have potentially been an outer relationship, something that, because it's literally saying, inner and outer relationships. So it's almost saying that there's a relationship that's outside in that way, if that makes sense. So there could potentially be not just this inner relationship, the one that you've been discussing, or as well, but it could be, and it literally says right here, as you can see the card, it says inner and outer. So it's really showing me here that there was this outside relationship. So that's it. Yeah, that's pretty clear. So that's crazy. Yeah, so I definitely, yeah, I feel like that kind of answers it pretty much, pretty well. um, but yeah, I mean, that's always somewhat hard to hear. So I hope that did provide you some clarity, though. AC. And then Genta, you said I'm going to find, or do you have to pay for reading? Oh yeah, so Genta, so you're just going to use the super chat. So that's like the little money icon right under the chat, and then it says show your support for the relationship psychics, and then you're just going to click that and write whatever question you have, and then I have the pricing information down below in the description box. So, and you said if I'm going to find my soulmate soon. So yeah, so I can definitely help you with that as soon as you're able to use that super chat. And also just wanted to say hello. If anyone is new here today, I'm very excited to have you guys and to welcome you. Again, drop it if you're new here, drop it in the chat, because I love, growing this community, and I love when I see new people who are coming to the lives and really, really, able to just be a part of this community, which is so positive and so loving. And I just am very appreciative for you guys. Oh, okay. So always, forever, infinitely says I'm new. Well, I'm so happy that you're here with us today. So thank you so much. So happy you joined us. Let's see. So yeah, so I definitely think, I mean, does anyone have any fun weekend plans, or like how is everyone's life going today? I heard a few people had some positive things. Oh, and then AC, you said thank you. I felt this for some reason to see, but strangely with a woman. I also feel she will try to contact again. Okay, yeah, definitely. I mean, that was very interesting. It was a very clear card. So I hope that did help provide you clarity there with that. Again, we'd have to look into more cards to kind of get more direction on this, but I hope that did help kind of in a way. And yeah, so definitely until I hear another question, I'll just kind of so like I'm definitely excited for the weekend. If anyone else is too, if anyone has any plans or anything special they're doing, or if you guys are just taking time to relax, I would love to hear that, because it's very important to take time for yourself to just really fully embrace that time just to reflect and to meditate and just to relax and open up ourselves as well to growth and to understanding what's going on with us, what do we want in life, what are our ambitions, and what can we do to help others, too, is another really big thing that is important. So it's just so important to really take the time to reflect, to really just take that time to just realize what you want and what you believe in and what's important to you and who's important to you and what you can do to really help spread that love to others as well too. I feel like that's so important, and it's so often that in today's world we're so busy. And oh yeah, no problem, AC. No, it wasn't awkward. I just hope that it helped you and resonated with you. So thank you. But yeah, so I just think that sometimes in today's, world, like it can be so busy and just it can be so hectic that sometimes we don't take that time to just be still, right? And be still in the moment and just reflect and really open ourselves up to guidance, open ourselves up to just kind of submitting ourselves, surrendering ourselves and what we want and who we are almost to that of God, and asking for that influence in our lives and asking for that guidance, and just allowing ourselves to really reflect on what we've done, to like what has been going on with us and how do we feel about things. That's another really important thing too, that I think can really help a lot of things process and allows us to move forward in a lot of ways, is just really taking that time to reflect on your day, reflect on your week, and reflect on where you want to go. What could you have done differently? What could you have said differently, and not to hold on to those things and feel guilt, but just to kind of learn from those things and learn lessons and learn how we can do better and improve, and how we can continue to spread more love and really take more time for ourselves in order to just know not only what we want, but what God wants for us, and what we can do in order to help others and show other people love too. So I hope that that kind of just makes sense as well. And is there a day that you do these regularly on Fridays? Yeah, so I do these regularly on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Joseph. So I hope that that kind of helps too a little bit with scheduling. I know at first it was a little hectic as I was just kind of trying to figure out a consistent schedule for us and everything, but going forward, it should be a little bit more consistent. So I hope that that helps. It's normally going to be at 4 p.m. now. So make sure that, and that's Pacific time. So at 4 p.m. Pacific time is kind of when I will be taking questions, and just maybe, not just always doing readings, but sometimes I can also chat about things and talk to you guys as well. So my heart is broken for my ex. Oh, I'm so sorry, daughter's father. His gram messaged and hopes he gets sober and we find a way back to each other. Do you see us getting back together? Okay, so let me look into that a little bit and kind of see what that would look like. I'm so sorry though that you're going through that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so do I see? Oh, and then AC said, thank you for sharing your gift. I had a great reading. Oh, thank you so much, AC. It's so sweet. So let's see. I'm going to just shuffle these cards for you. I'm going to actually first knock in my energy into the cards and kind of see what they have in store for us today. Okay, so do I see you getting back together? Let's see. Okay. Okay. Just trying to focus my intentions right now on this reading with you guys. So let's see. Okay, so okay, so I'm really feeling drawn to this card on top. So I'm going to look at this one. So interesting. So this kind of does give me some clarity here. So we pulled held, which, is sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, and community. So what I really believe here is that there will be, like, what's really resonating with me right now and coming to my intuition is support and community. So it's almost like he needs to really feel supported, by either his community while he's going through this process of, going through obviously what he's going through. And that's definitely something you need, that community support. So once he feels, held in a way and feels, almost sure and certain, and feels very proud, almost having that pride too of being able to overcome, and knowing that you have that help that you need, and knowing that you have that support and community. So, as soon as he's able to really feel like he has that support structure in his life, then I believe that that is when you'll be able to come back together. And not only then will like, he will also know that you are support for him too. So I hope that that makes sense. So like, he will be supported by a community of people, but then also, like, when you come back together, he will know that you have his best interest at heart and that you're there for him as well through his healing process. So I hope that that makes sense too for you. Thank you so much. I hope that that really resonated. And then, yeah, so does anyone else have any other questions or anything else that they'd like some guidance on today? Because I can probably do one more reading today, and then I'm going to probably wrap up, just because there's a lot of other things going on today with me. So I do have to wrap up pretty soon, but I will take one more question if someone has a question. So just let me know and drop it in the chat if anyone does have a question for me that they want guidance on. I'm not seeing any so far, but, oh, and then on him. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you said yes, you have read me before and it was a little clouded on him, but you saw he needs help. So it makes help. Yeah. So it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally know what you mean. Like, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I remember reading you too before, and I really do believe that there needs to be that help and that support and community. And in order for that, to fully come together and for them to come together. So I hope that makes sense. Rick, you kind of wanted to know, yeah, it's Ricky. Hi, Ricky. So will I come into money soon? Okay, so yeah, we can definitely take a look and see if there is any indication of that for you. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna shuffle these cards. I'm gonna knock my energy into the cards as well today. Again, okay, so I'm definitely feeling interesting. Definitely this card is really, really calling to me. So this is interesting. So you asked soon, right? And again, time is relative, but it does say, I remember. So it's saying there's a plan. So it's saying soul plan, and it's saying the fated life versus the destiny life. So honestly, like, I believe here that what it's really saying is that what's going to happen is what you've dreamed of happening for you and for your success, because you're looking into a pond, and as as she is looking into the pond, it's reflecting back into her and into the universe's plan, which is shown in the sky. And the sky is really showing the water, which is this flowing plan of God's plan for your life. So it's almost as if this like this money or this success or whatever dreams you may have for yourself and for your life, you almost envision this, you almost dream about it, and it's reflected into the plan that God has for your life. So that really kind of shows too that there is kind of that tie between what you have dreamed and what you have thought of happening with with success, with ambitions and following those things, and what is about to happen and about to occur as well. So I hope that kind of helps explain that one. Okay, guys. Anyway, I am going to head out for today, but I just wanted to say, I love you guys all so much, and I will be back on soon. So have a great weekend, everyone. Bye, guys.